Hey folks, I'm writing an article and it's made me do some thinking, even more so than normal, and that's a dangerous thing. The article is about why I feel that states still violate our constitutional right to keep and bear firearms. Even with this recent, in the last few years, the number of states that have allowed for concealed carry, but there is still one manner in which they're violating that, and that is when they don't allow out-of-staters to carry in their state. And a good example is Illinois, right next to me. But pretty much every state does this. In Illinois, they allow certain states to carry, certain out-of-staters to carry with a permit, but not others. Now, the Second Amendment is the only amendment under the Bill of Rights that we allow to be violated like this. I apologize for the lighting. There's like a big beam of light in my face. We don't allow the other amendments to be violated like this. For example, the Eighth Amendment, which prohibits cruel and unusual punishment, Kenosha, Wisconsin cannot take a sex offender and waterboard them. As much as we would like to have sex offenders waterboarded, they cannot do that. It would violate the Eighth Amendment. Now, if somebody from Illinois were to come up to Wisconsin and commit a sex crime, Kenosha, Wisconsin can still not waterboard them, even if they're from Illinois. The Third Amendment. California cannot force a homeowner to quarter National Guardsmen in their house. That would violate the Third Amendment. If I'm from Arizona, say, and I own an investment property in California, California can still not make me house their troops. It would violate the Third Amendment. They can't do that to somebody from out of state just because they're from out of state. They can't do that. And I could go with examples of every single amendment under the Bill of Rights and give you an example that states cannot violate this. Now, are some of them violated the right to free speech? Sure. But they're taken to court and they're found guilty of violating this amendment, a person's rights. The Attorney General would normally head this up. Now, the Second Amendment, if I'm from a particular state and I go to another particular state, I might not have reciprocity with them. That's a violation of my rights. They can't do that just because I'm from a different state. I still have rights under our Constitution, which is a federal document. So we need to take a look at this. And this, all these other rights when it comes to free speech and criminal rights and all this other stuff, whenever those are violated, there's always people out there fighting for this. And I think Gun Owners of America, NRA, I think they do a good job of fighting most of this stuff, but I think people need to take this, step it up a notch. We can't allow states to continue to violate our rights. First off, I know now that every state allows for concealed carry, and I use the quotation marks from the early 2000s to say that because California is a great example. They have, I believe it's May issue. They still violate their constitutional rights, even though technically, yes, they allow concealed carry in their state. They really don't allow people to conceal carry. That's still a violation of rights. And why? I guess now that every state allows for some form of concealed carry or other, now we need to take it up a notch and make sure that it's actually fought. It's a true right, not just a right on paper. All right, and lawyers and civil rights groups are always arguing that something violates the spirit of the law, but they never do this for the Second Amendment. You look at all the people that violate the spirit of a law. All right, the spirit of the Second Amendment is that. Actually, it's not even the spirit of the law. It specifically says you have the right to keep and bear arms. Now, let's take a look at those two words, keep and bear. Keep, pretty self-explanatory, right? Keep, own, you can own arms. Now, let's take a look at bear. And I actually pulled this up. I used Google Dictionary here. All right. Now, you can use anything. And let me find this. All right. The very first thing under bear, it's a verb of a person to carry. Synonyms: carry, bring, transport, move, convey, take, fetch, deliver, tote, lug, etc. That means that you can have your gun on your person. Okay? On your person. The definition of bear specifically says that. Okay? So, this is something we need to push for the NRA, ILA, whomever. We need to make sure that our laws are not violated and our rights are not violated. A constitutional administration, a constitutional government, the Attorney General or whomever should be ensuring our rights. And I guarantee if somebody's right to, if Madison, Wisconsin violated my right to free speech, I guarantee the Attorney General would be all over that. His people would be all over that. Yet, nobody is for the Second Amendment. Now, this is supposed to be a constitutional administration. This man, the president, studied constitutional law. He knows that this is a violation of our rights. We need to look out for the welfare of our citizens, not further political agendas. And the truth is, despite all of the propaganda, after Sandy Hook and all these other shootings, the majority of Americans want the right to carry firearms. You can look at just about every state. I can't speak for like California, Massachusetts. I don't know what's going on in those states, but if you look at the majority of states, people want the right to keep and bear arms. People want to carry a firearm, or at least not necessarily they want to carry one, but they want to have the right to do that. So anyway, enough said, rant. I'd like to hear your comments on this, your opinions on this. Comment below. If you like what I had to say, please press like. Semper Fi.